Welcome to our deep dive today. We're going to be looking at the life of Abdullah ibn Abbas.
Really a remarkable figure.
Oh, yeah.
From early Islamic history.
And
a name that resonates through the centuries.
Yeah.
Not just for his scholarship,
Right.
but for the way he embodied the very essence of learning and character.
So we're drawing our insights today from a document titled Abdullah ibn Abbas, Companion of the Prophet, Islamic History Sahaba Story.
Okay.
And you know what really struck me right away was how Abdullah, even as a child, was intensely devoted to learning from the Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings be upon him.
Wow.
He practically became his shadow,
Yeah.
soaking up knowledge like a sponge.
Imagine that. A young boy so drawn to knowledge that he's constantly by the Prophet's side, absorbing his every word, every action.
Right.
It speaks volumes about Abdullah's innate curiosity and the magnetic pull of the Prophet's wisdom.
It's like there's this story that really paints a picture of this. Abdullah, as a boy, he's fetching water for the Prophet and then gets invited to stand beside him during prayer.
Oh, wow.
Such an honor, right? But Abdullah, feeling unworthy, chooses to stand behind him.
Oh.
The humility, even at that young age.
It's the poignant moment. And what's even more remarkable is the Prophet's response.
Yeah.
He raises his hands and prays for Abdullah, asking God to grant him wisdom and a deep understanding of Islam. It's almost prophetic, foreshadowing the incredible scholar that Abdullah would become.
And it's not like his thirst for knowledge ended there.
Right.
We hear about him going to extraordinary lengths to learn from the companions of the Prophet.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes waiting outside their homes for hours just to glean a little bit of wisdom.
What fascinates me is his commitment to not just learning, but verifying what he learned.
Right.
It said that he would visit up to 30 companions to confirm a single hadith.
Wow.
In a world where information can spread so quickly, his dedication to accuracy and seeking multiple perspectives is a powerful lesson for all of us.
It really is. And he wasn't content with just memorizing. He wanted true understanding. And that's where his connection with Zayd ibn Thabit comes in.
Okay.
Zayd was a renowned expert on the Quran and Islamic law.
Yes.
And Abdullah sought him out as a mentor. There's this beautiful story of them kissing each other's hands.
You really?
A sign of deep respect for knowledge and also their shared connection to the Prophet.
It highlights the interconnectedness of knowledge and lineage in that time. They weren't just teacher and student, but kindred spirits bound by their love for learning and reverence for the Prophet.
And remember that quote from Mazuk ibn al-Ajda?
I do.
He was blown away by Abdullah's eloquence, vast knowledge, and even his appearance. He said, "Whenever I saw Ibn Abbas, I would say, he is the most handsome of men. When he spoke, I would say, he's the most eloquent of men. And when he held a conversation, I would say, he is the most knowledgeable of men."
That's a beautiful example of how true knowledge isn't just about facts. It shapes your character, your presence, your very being. It becomes an integral part of who you are.
Right.
And that's what makes a true role model. Someone whose inner wisdom shines outward.
And Abdullah, speaking of role models, he didn't keep this knowledge to himself. His home transformed into this bustling center of learning, with people from all walks of life eager to hear him teach on all sorts of subjects.
Imagine his home as a university, with Abdullah as the sole professor.
Wow.
Effortlessly navigating from Quranic interpretation to Islamic law, Arabic poetry.
Really?
Even pre-Islamic history. Talk about a renaissance man. It's remarkable how, his teaching style seems so ahead of its time.
Really?
Think about it like allocating specific days for different subjects, catering to the needs of diverse groups of learners. It almost sounds like a modern-day university, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It really does. And it speaks volumes about his organizational skills and his understanding of how people learn best. He knew how to break down complex ideas, engage his students, and just really ignite their curiosity.
And it wasn't just about memorization. Remember that story of the people who deserted Ali?
Yeah.
Abdullah didn't just lecture them.
Right.
He engaged them in dialogue.
Yeah.
Using logic and reason to address their concerns. He encouraged critical thinking and analysis.
He really understood that true knowledge isn't passive.
Yeah.
It's about actively grappling with ideas, challenging assumptions, and then using that knowledge to actually make the world a better place.
Exactly. And that brings us to another striking aspect of Abdullah ibn Abbas's legacy.
Okay.
He was deeply connected to the community.
Mm-hmm.
His home, known for its warmth and generosity.
Okay.
It's described as a place overflowing with food, drink, fruit.
Mm.
It sounds like the kind of place you'd want to visit,
Right.
even if you weren't there for a lesson.
It makes me think about how some people picture scholars as being secluded.
Yeah.
But Abdullah was the opposite.
Yeah.
He was engaged.
Mm-hmm.
He was sharing what he had,
Yes.
both materially and intellectually.
It speaks to a holistic view of knowledge, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
It wasn't just an intellectual pursuit for him.
Right.
It was intertwined with every aspect of his life, including his social interactions and his generosity.
He clearly understood that true knowledge nourishes not just the mind,
Yeah.
but also the soul,
Right.
and extends outwards
Mm-hmm.
to touch the lives of others.
Right.
It's not something to be kept to yourself.
Precisely. It's a beautiful testament to the idea that knowledge isn't meant to be hoarded,
Right.
but shared, celebrated,
Yeah.
and used to create a more vibrant and just world.
His life was a powerful example of that. And what's even more inspiring is how his story resonates with the very essence of what it means to be a Sahabi, a companion of the Prophet Muhammad. May peace and blessings be upon him.
Yes.
You know, we often hear the term Sahaba, but what does it truly signify?
What made them different?
What made them different?
Well, the Sahaba were more than just companions.
Right.
They were the living embodiment of the Prophet's teachings. They witnessed firsthand the revelation of the Quran.
Right.
They absorbed his wisdom.
Yeah.
They emulated his character.
And Abdullah ibn Abbas seems to exemplify this in such a profound way.
Precisely. He dedicated his life
Yeah.
to understanding and transmitting the Prophet's message.
Yeah.
He wasn't content with surface-level knowledge.
Right.
He delved deep,
Yeah.
seeking the true meaning and spirit of the teachings.
And this brings us back to that point about him verifying every hadith with multiple sources.
Yes.
It shows how carefully he treated the Prophet's words, wanting to make sure he had it right.
His dedication to accuracy was unparalleled.
Yeah.
And not only that, but he also possessed the ability to make complex concepts accessible to others,
Right.
to explain the intricacies of the Quran
Right.
and the Prophet's sayings
Right.
in a way that resonated with people from
Yeah.
all walks of life.
It's like he was on a constant quest to uncover the hidden gems of wisdom
Yeah.
within the Quran and the Prophet's teachings, and then share those gems with the world.
And that generosity of spirit, that willingness to share his knowledge freely, is a hallmark of a true scholar and a true role model.
And it wasn't just about, teaching the words.
Right.
He also embodied the Prophet's commitment to justice,
Absolutely.
peace,
Yeah.
and using knowledge to improve society.
He wasn't content to just sit in his study and debate, abstract concepts.
Right.
He was actively involved
Yeah.
in resolving disputes, advocating for peaceful solutions, and working to unite the Muslim community.
Yeah.
He understood that knowledge without action,
Right.
without a commitment to righteousness, is incomplete.
It's like that saying, knowledge is power, but character is more.
Yes.
Abdullah ibn Abbas had both in abundance.
And that's why his legacy continues to inspire us today.
Right.
He reminds us that true knowledge is more than just facts and figures. It's a way of life,
Right.
a path to personal and societal transformation.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the life of Abdullah ibn Abbas, what key takeaways would you say stand out? What can we as individuals, trying to navigate our own complex lives, learn from his example?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Amidst all the fascinating details of his life, what strikes me most is his incredible character.
Yeah.
Here was a man who dedicated his life to seeking knowledge,
Right.
not for personal gain or recognition, but for the benefit of his community,
Yeah.
for the betterment of humanity.
And he pursued it with such passion,
Amazing.
such rigor,
Yeah.
such meticulous attention to detail.
It wasn't a casual hobby for him.
Right.
It was a lifelong commitment,
Right.
a burning desire to understand the depths of the Quran, the wisdom of the Prophet's teachings, and then to share that understanding with the world.
And he did so with such eloquence,
Yes.
such clarity,
Uh-huh.
such a gift for making even the most complex ideas accessible.
He was a true teacher,
Yeah.
a guide, a mentor. his home became a sanctuary of learning.
Yeah.
Where people from all walks of life could gather, ask questions, and expand their understanding of the world.
And let's not forget his unwavering commitment to justice.
Yes.
To peace.
Absolutely.
To using his knowledge as a tool for healing and unity.
He demonstrated that knowledge combined with character and compassion can be a powerful force for good in the world.
His story reminds us that true knowledge isn't just about accumulating information, but about embodying wisdom,
Yes.
cultivating character, and using what we learn to make a positive impact on the world around us.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
Abdullah ibn Abbas, the scholar, the teacher, the peacemaker,
Right.
a true exemplar of what it means to be a Sahabi,
Yeah.
leaves behind a legacy that continues to inspire and guide us today.
So if Abdullah ibn Abbas's home was like this university, with him is this, amazing professor.
Right.
What subject would you want to learn from him?
Oh, that's a great question.
What wisdom would you seek from
Yeah.
this incredible scholar, teacher, and role model?
I think for me, it would have to be
Yeah.
his approach to conflict resolution.
Oh.
Because in today's world, where we face so much division and discord,
Right.
his ability to bridge divides,
Yeah.
to foster understanding, to promote peace
Yeah.
seems more relevant than ever.
I think that's a perfect note to end on. Let that question really inspire you on your own journey of learning and growth. And until next time, keep seeking, keep learning, and keep striving to make the world a better place. May peace and blessings be upon him.
طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داع أيها المبعوث فينا جئت بالأمر المطاع جئت شرفت المدينة مرحبا يا خير داع ما شاء الله we did it الحمد لله